This is a buyer consult packet. So the state requires that I disclose this to you. It's a consumer disclosure pamphlet. And these are the two things I'm going to be providing to you as your realtor. I'm going to be providing specific assistance and representation. So I owe you everything under here. It's the exercise of reasonable skill and care, honest and good faith dealing, timely presentation of all written communications. I'm going to disclose all material information known by myself regarding the physical condition of a property. So if I see something, I'm going to point it out to you. If I see anything disclosed, we're going to talk about it. The timely accounting of all money and property received by a licensee. So when you give me that earnest money check, I'm going to get that into the trust account as soon as possible. And then I owe you everything under representation as well. So I'm not going to intentionally take actions that are adverse or detrimental to a consumer. Timely disclosure of conflicts of interest. So if I have two buyers that are interested in the same property, so if you're interested in a property and I have another buyer interested in a property, we're going to split you guys out. I run a team here. And so I could have my team members write up the offer because I can't in good conscience know what both parties are offering at the same time. Advising a consumer to seek independent expert advice if it matters outside of my expertise. So if I see something at the property that looks like it's not right to me, if we see a bad roof or like, hey, there's a hole there, what's that all about? We're going to seek independent expert advice. And that's why that home inspection is so crucial, because there's issues with every house. They're built by human hands. No house is perfect. Brand new houses aren't perfect, but we want to kind of hedge our bets, right? We want to make sure that we're getting a professional in here to make that determination. I am not going to make that determination. I'm not going to disclose consumer confidential information during or after representation without written consent of the consumer or required by law. I'm going to make a good faith and continuous effort to accomplish a consumer's real estate objective. So my objective and your objective is to get you into a house, and I'm going to do that for you. Down here, once we get to this point, we're going to initial here. I'll have my name here and your name up here, and then we'll sign. Waiver of right to be represented doesn't come into play. This is my buyer broker agreement. This is a handshake agreement between you and I. And it just basically spells out what I'm going to do for you. And we'll kind of go through it here real quick. So this is exclusive buyer representation. So all negotiations on a property are going to go through me. And I'm going to do everything I said in the real estate consumer pamphlet here. And so that's the first section. The second section is my favorite part. It's how I get paid. And you can see right here, I typically take what's published to the MLS or 3%. And then I also have a $2.99 fee, and that's to pay my transaction coordinators who keep everything moving and are in constant communication with every buyer and seller that I have. I do not charge a retainer fee. Other buyers, so if I have other buyers, I may show the properties to the buyers or interested parties without breaching any obligation. But like I talked about before, if there is a conflict of interest where both parties want to put in offers on the same thing, I've got team members that can write an offer for the other party. Non-MLS properties, so if you should see something that's for sale by owner, let me handle that. I've had a couple bad experiences in the past with for sale by owners hassling my buyers. So I just prefer that they don't even have your phone number. So if you're interested in a property, just let me know. Doesn't matter if it's for sale by owner. I'll get us in there and we'll take a look at it, and you don't have to deal with them blowing up your phone begging you to buy their house. Termination. So this part's never come into play, but if at any time you want to terminate, you just let me know and we'll terminate this agreement. Testimonial release. So if you do give me a testimonial, I ask you that I'm able to use it. I've had a couple people give me testimonials in the past and then get upset when I put it out there for the public. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but so we threw that on here. Preferred partners disclosure. We do have a business relationship with a couple different vendors, one of them being a home warranty company. But as far as local preferred partners, I don't have any. And so that's something I want to disclose to you up front. We have the wire fraud advisory notice. So the biggest thing about this is never wire money without giving me a call, because if you're wiring money, we should be on the phone, or the title company should be on the phone with you. It's not going to be an email. Never going to be an email with wire instructions. If you do receive an email, please let me know just so we can kind of disseminate that information to the fraud department. But as far as wiring the money, please don't wire money unless you're on the phone with somebody, preferably me. Earnest money instructions. So we'll cover this when the time comes, but checks will be written to eXp Realty Trust, and then I deposit it into our Wells Fargo bank account that is a trust account. And then everything else, we'll kind of cover that when the time comes. But I wanted to give you this overview of the home buying process because there's no curveballs. I want full transparency, and I want to make sure that you're educated on the process because it's a very stressful process. It's a long process. So we're looking at typically right now 30 to 45 days to close on a home. So it's kind of a long process, and I know it's a high stress thing. And I just want to make sure that you're educated so that you're making an informed decision on everything. And I'll be here for you every step of the way. As always, my phone number is 907-230-8537. Please feel free to call or text anytime. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.